Good morning, my dear students. As we have completed our chapter number 2, microorganism, friend and foe yesterday. I think you all have completed your chapter and have revised it. Now, in today's videos, I am going to show you the summary of the chapter so that you can revise all of the topics. So, let's start now. First is introduction. Microorganisms are present all around us, but they are too small to be seen with naked eye. What I am saying, that microorganisms are present all around us, but we cannot see them with the naked eyes. They are present everywhere in the atmosphere, that is air, water and soil. Microorganisms are also called microbes. They are very small organisms which cannot be seen with the unaided eye. They can only be seen with a microscope. By which instrument the microorganism can be seen? We can see microorganism by using a microscope. Microorganism may be unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular means they have only one cell for all the body functions, while the meaning of multicellular is that they organisms are having more than one cell. Microorganisms may exist alone or in colonies. या तो वो अकेले रह सकते हैं या अपनी colonies फॉर्म कर सकते हैं, ग्रुपिंग कर सकते हैं. For example, you mightly observe that during the rainy season, moist bread gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with greyish white patches. These are the patches that you can even see at your home also. On a moist bread, you can do this activity at your home so that you might learn about the microorganism in detail. Fine. So what you have to do for this activity, you have to take a moist bread or a chapati, and after 4 or 5 days you will notice that there are these type of patches on the bread. What are these patches? These patches are of fungi, that is called bread mold. We will discuss it in our next topic. Types of microorganism. There are basically four types of microorganisms. What are they? They are bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoans. Bacteria examples are Lactobacillus, E. coli, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra are the examples of algae. Then bread mold, Penicillium, Aspergillus, these are the examples of fungi. We have seen bread mold in a previous slide, that how does it appears on a moist bread or a chapati. Then protozoans, amoeba and paramecium. Viruses are also considered as microorganisms, but they are different from others. What I am saying, that viruses are also considered as microorganisms, but they are different from others. Why they are different? Because they need a body of host organism like bacteria, plants or animals to survive and grow. Virus cannot survive or at their own level. They need a host to survive. For example, if a virus doesn't get any host for some time, then it may die. Viruses are said to be a link between living and non-living things. Common ailments that are caused by virus are cold, influenza and cough. What are the diseases that are caused by virus? They are cold, influenza and cough. Serious diseases like polio and chicken pox are also caused by viruses. Clear? So, my question is, why viruses are considered different from other microorganisms? What would be your answer? Your answer would be that that virus need a host to grow or reproduce. That's why they are different from other microorganisms. They cannot survive at their own, and they are a link between living and non-living things. These are the examples that are shown by a picture form, that are shown in a picture form. See them. First, bacteria. Bacteria are of different shapes, that are spiral bacteria and rod shaped bacteria are given here. Algae, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. Amoeba and Parameciums are the example of protozoa. Bread mold, Penicillium and Aspergillus are examples of fungi. You have to learn their names also. You have to learn their types and the examples. I know that the spellings are typical, but there is no any other choice. Practice these spellings daily, and after few days you are able to learn all of these. Okay? So what you have to do? You have to learn the types and their examples. These are the viruses. You can see there are so many viruses around it, and the most deadliest virus nowadays is coronavirus. The whole world is getting affected by it more and more. So we should be aware of it and take precautions and follow the instructions that are given by the government. Fine. Now the microorganisms are of two types, that is friend and foe. What we can classify? We can classify microorganism into two parts, that are first one is beneficial for us and second is harmful for us. So we can say that microorganisms are our friend and our foe. Some are our friend and others are foe. Microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. So, is it clear that some of the microbes are our friends while others are foe to us? Microorganisms are used for making curd from milk, for making cheese, pickles, bread, cakes, pastries, alcohol, wine, vinegar, etc. So let us discuss them in detail now. First is making curd from milk. The bacterium called Lactobacillus. The important name you have to learn. Which bacteria is responsible for the formation of curd? What will be your answer? Your answer will be Lactobacillus. The Lactobacillus bacteria reproduces in milk and helps to convert milk into curd. Fine. What happens? That Lactobacillus bacteria multiplies in milk and the curd is set. Basically what happens? There is a protein called casein in milk. There is a protein called casein in milk. When a teaspoon of curd is added to warm milk, then the casein starts to solidify. जो कैसीन हमारी प्रोटीन है वो सॉलिडिफाई होना स्टार्ट हो जाती है, एंड आफ्टर 4-5 hours our curd is set. This is the process how curd is set. What you have to do? First, you have to warm the milk, take a teaspoonful of curd and add it to the warm milk. After 4-5 hours, what you would observe that the milk is turned into curd. You can do this activity at your home also, so that you can know how the milk is converted into curd. Fine. So which activity you are going to do? You are going to find out how the curd is formed. The second activity is making bread. The fungus called yeast. What is the name of fungus? Fungus is yeast, reproduces in flour dough and produces carbon dioxide. Which gas is released? carbon dioxide during respiration, which makes the dough soft and help in making bread, cakes, biscuits, pastries, etc. At your home also you can see that while making cake or something else, what does your mother do? She prepares the dough before 2-3 hours of cooking, and then the dough becomes light and fluffy. Why? Because of the formation of carbon dioxide. By which gas is released here? Carbon dioxide. Now this is the commercial use of microorganisms. Commercial use means on a large scale. Microorganisms are used for the large scale production of alcohol, wine, acetic acid. Acetic acid is also called vinegar. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, how this is done? Yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice and crushed fruit, juices, etc. And then there will be fermentation process, and fruit juices, barley, wheat, rice, etc. are converted into alcohol and wine. In this way, the alcohol and wine are produced on a large scale. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. What is fermentation? The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Who discovered fermentation? Fermentation was discovered by Louis Pasteur in 1857. Learn these points. Who discovered fermentation? Louis Pasteur, and he discovered in 1857. What is fermentation? You also have to learn. Fermentation is the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol. Medicinal use of microorganisms. Whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotics, tablets, capsules or injections such as penicillin. The source of these medicines is microorganisms. What are basically antibiotics? Antibiotics are a type of microorganism. Such medicines are called antibiotics. These days, a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi. From which they are developed? Antibiotics are developed from bacteria and fungi. The examples are streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin. What are the examples? The examples are streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin are some of the commonly known antibiotics. These medicines kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganism, and our illness is cured by the taking of antibiotics. What they do? They kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganism. Precautions while administering antibiotics. What precautions we should take? First, it is important to remember that antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of a qualified doctor. What guidelines you should follow? That you have to take antibiotics only on the prescription of a qualified doctor. Or you must finish the course prescribed by the doctor. और डॉक्टर ने जितने टाइम के लिए प्रेस्क्राइब किया है उसको क्या करना है? फॉलो करना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ डॉक्टर हैज़ गिवन यू medicine for the 5 days, you have to cover your complete course of 5 days. Otherwise, the bacteria will again affect you. If you take antibiotics when not needed or in wrong doses, it may make the drug less effective when you might need in future. तो इसके कारण क्या हुआ? जब अगर तुमको रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है और अगर तब भी तुम काम में ले रहे हो, then what will happen? Then the drug less effective when you might need in future. So be careful while taking antibiotics. Also, antibiotics taken unnecessarily may kill the beneficial bacteria in the body. It can also kill the beneficial bacteria if you take it unnecessarily. Antibiotics, however, are not effective against cold and flu as these are caused by viruses. So, you should not take antibiotics in the case you are having cold and flu. Why? Because cold and flu are caused by viruses. Now, penicillin. In 1929, Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of disease causing bacteria. What was the name of scientist? Alexander Fleming. Suddenly he found the spores of a little green mold in one of his culture plates. He observed that the presence of mold prevented the growth of bacteria. What he has observed, that the spores formed of a little green mold has prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria. From this, the mold penicillin was prepared. From where the penicillin was prepared? The penicillin was prepared from the spores of little green mold. And who has discovered penicillin? Alexander Fleming. When he has discovered? He has discovered penicillin in 1929. Now, the very important invention, that is vaccine. When a disease causing microbe enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. What our body produces? Our body produces antibiotics. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters again. So, if dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body, the body fights and kills them by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease causing microbes. You all have given vaccination when you are a child or a small kid. What happens in the case of vaccine? A dead or weakened microbes are entered into the body so that our immune system will improve and we may not get affected by the disease. What are the diseases that can be cured? That are cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox and hepatitis. Children are given injections to protect themselves against several diseases. Necessary vaccines are available in hospitals also. Vaccinations are given to children for protection against polio under Pulse Polio program. Polio drops given to children are actually a vaccine. What is this? Polio drops are also a type of vaccine and this is called oral vaccination. What it is called? It is called oral vaccination. These days vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. Fine. Now, another benefit of microorganisms are to increase the soil fertility. Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. What are they called? They are called biological nitrogen fixers. Which bacteria? Bacteria and blue-green algae. The another advantage is cleaning the environment. You often see large amounts of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals on the ground. You find that they disappear after some time. This is because the microorganisms decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms can be used. What I said? Thus, microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substance and thereby clean up the environment. So what we have learned? We have learned that microorganisms are very beneficial for us. First point is they are beneficial in making the food products. Food products, what are the food products? They are curd, cake, pastry, biscuits, etc. They are microbes are used in the commercial production of alcohol and wine. Third use, medicinal use. They are microbes are used to produce vaccine and antibiotics. Fourth point, in cleaning the environment. And the last one is nitrogen fixation, that increase the fertility of the soil. Now we are going to discuss the harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms cause diseases in human beings, plants and animals. Such disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe. What are pathogens? Pathogens are the disease causing microorganisms. Pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink or the food we eat. They can also get transmitted by direct contact with an infected person or carried through an animal. How they are transmitted? They are transmitted by air, water, soil and direct contact. How they are? The water that we drink, the air that we breathe, the food that we eat from infected person and through animals. Clear? Microbial disease that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called communicable disease. What are they called? They are called communicable disease. Their examples include cholera, common cold, chicken pox and tuberculosis. What are the examples? The examples are cholera, common cold, chicken pox and tuberculosis. When a person suffering from common cold sneezes, fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of virus are spread in the air. The virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing, and in this way the disease is spread from one person to another. So be careful while you are in a crowd. This time you have to maintain the social distancing. That's why there is not the spread of virus. Harmful microorganisms now. There are some insects and animals which act as carriers of the disease causing microbes. Carriers of the disease causing microbes. Housefly is one such carrier. What is first? First we are going to discuss the housefly. You all are familiar about it. The flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta. Pathogens stick to their bodies. When these flies sit on uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. Whoever eats the contaminated food is likely to get sick. So you should always use the covered food. The second carrier is mosquito. Examples of carriers are the female Anopheles, which carries the parasite of malaria. Sometimes a question comes, by which carrier the malaria is spread? That is mosquito. And what type of mosquito? What is the species? That is female Anopheles. Female Aedes mosquito act as a carrier of dengue virus. Clear? All mosquitoes breed in water, hence one should not let water collect anywhere, in coolers, tires, flower pots, etc. By keeping the surroundings clean and dry, we can prevent mosquitoes from breeding. For this purpose, what you should maintain? You should maintain the hygiene and does not allow any water to collect. These are a list of diseases that are caused by microorganisms. The diseases are tuberculosis, measles, chickenpox, polio, and their preventive measures are also given. You should take a screenshot of it and learn it thoroughly. Fine. Now, disease causing microorganism in animals. Up to now, we have known that the microorganisms cause many diseases in human beings. Now, we are discussing what type of diseases are caused by microorganisms in animals. Several microorganisms not only cause diseases in humans and plants but also in other animals. For example, anthrax. What is the example? Anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by a bacterium. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus. Foot and mouth and anthrax. Robert Koch discovered the bacterium Bacillus anthracis which causes anthrax. So by which bacteria anthrax is caused? Anthrax is caused by Bacillus anthracis. Fine. Now, disease causing microorganisms in plants. What are these? Several microorganisms cause disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple, and others. The disease reduce the yield of crops. They can be controlled by the use of certain chemicals which kill the microbes. These are the some common plant diseases caused by microorganisms. What is the first? The first is citrus canker, then rust of wheat, yellow vein, mosaic of bhindi. What type of microorganism? Bacteria, fungi, and virus. They spread through air or seeds, and insects. The figure is also given for your convenience. You have to learn this also. Now, food preservation. Food is spoiled by microorganisms. You all know. Spoiled food has bad smell and bad taste and causes food poisoning. What it causes? It causes food poisoning. Food can be preserved by protecting it from microorganisms. First one, chemical method. Food like pickles can be preserved by using chemicals like salts and edible oils. Jams and squash can be preserved by using sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. Which type of chemicals can we use? We can use sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. These chemicals are called preservatives. What are they called? They are called preservatives. By using common salt. Food items like fish, meat, amla and raw mangoes, tamarind can be preserved by using common salt. It prevents the growth of microbes. What does common salt do? Common salt prevents the growth of microbes. Third is by using sugar. Food items like jams, jellies, squashes, etc. can be preserved by using sugar solution. It also prevents the growth of microbes. Fourth point, by using oil and vinegar. Food items like pickles, vegetables, fish, meat, etc. are preserved by using oil and vinegar. It prevents the growth of microbes. Fifth point, by heat and cold treatments. Heating food items kill microbes. Similarly, storing food items at low temperature prevents the growth of microorganisms. You can also see these type of preservation methods at your home also. The next is pasteurization. What is pasteurization? The process of heating milk to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilling it to prevent the growth of microbes is called pasteurization. This process was discovered by Louis Pasteur. Who has discovered? Louis Pasteur has discovered pasteurization. The next is by storage and packing. Many food items are stored in airtight containers to protect them from microbes. This is the nitrogen cycle. Atmospheric oxygen, nitrogen goes to soil. First of all, you should know that there is 78% of nitrogen in our atmosphere, and its amount always remain constant in the environment. How it happens? The nitrogen in the atmosphere is converted into nitrogen compounds in the soil by nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue-green algae. By which nitrogen fixation is done? It is done by bacteria and blue-green algae. Lightning also converted into nitrogen compounds in the soil. The nitrogen compounds in the soil is used by plants for the synthesis of proteins and other compounds. Animals feeding on plants get these proteins and other compounds. When plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi in the soil converts the nitrogenous waste into nitrogen compounds in the soil, which are again used by plants. Some other bacteria converts nitrogen compounds in the soil into nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. Hence, the nitrogen in the atmosphere always remain constant. And which cycle it is called? It is called nitrogen cycle. Fine. I think there is no doubt. You can do these type of activities at your home also. I think your all doubts have been cleared now, and you are able to revise the chapter as well. So, have a nice day and prepare yourself for the next chapter. Fine.